Hey everyone, Jacob Morgan here, and welcome to another video where I share tips and techniques and just things that I've learned over the course of my career, building a business for myself, working with a lot of executives and companies around the world. And these are really just meant to be short, kind of 3 tips and strategies to overcome something. And today I'm going to talk about time management. And by the way, quick heads up, there is a slight chance that you might see a dog pop up over there. So if you do, apologies in advance, they kind of roam the house. And so time management is important. This is something that I had to absolutely learn how to master over the course of the years. And there are 3 tips that I'm going to talk about today, 3 things that I personally practice and have found to be super helpful and useful in just managing my time at work. And I'm actually going to change the order of these a little bit. Number 3 is going to be the one that's going to go first. So number 3, the one that'll go first, is going to be understanding how your time is currently spent. And you can apply this to work, you can apply this to life, you can apply it to whatever you want. The second tip that I'm going to go over is batching tasks. This has been huge, massively transformational for me, and I'll talk about that. And then we're going to wrap up with prioritizing the top 3 to 5 things to do. So let's start off with the first one, which is understanding where your time goes. Now, years ago, when I first started my business, and this was around a decade ago, social media was just becoming popular. I would find that at the end of the day, I would get to my task list of things that I needed to get done and find out that I didn't get to any of them and the day was done. And I would just look around and be like, where did the day go? What did I spend all day doing? And what I really started to realize is that my time was going to all sorts of weird and random things. It was going to social media, right? It was going to tweeting, to blogging, to writing, to making videos like this. It was going to people that just wanted to pick my brain for 30 minutes. It was just going all over the place. And I was giving away so much time to all these other people and to channels that I didn't actually spend any time working. And so the first and most crucial step for me, and what I think is going to be the most crucial step for you, is really understanding where your time goes. So the simple way that you can do this is just to kind of keep a journal if you want for a couple of days or for a week, and just write down where your time is going. What are the things that you're working on? When are these things happening? You can do this whether you work for yourself as an independent professional, or if you work inside of an organization. For example, are you spending all your time in meetings? Are you spending all your time in email? Are you spending all your time traveling? Are people bombarding you all the time, asking you for requests and things to do? Just try to take a step back and really understand where your time is actually going. And once you understand where your time is going, you'll really be able to understand like what you can say no to, what you can say yes to, and it really helps you get in that frame of reference of how to manage your time. But if you don't know where your time is going, you're not really going to understand how to manage it. So again, step 1, just understand where your time is going. Step 2 that I found to be super helpful is batching tasks. There is this I don't know what it is, but there's this huge, I don't know if it's an emphasis or something being placed on multitasking, right? I'm a great multitasker. I can do like 20 different things at once. That's not helpful. That's actually not good, because every time you switch tasks, it takes your brain around 10 to 15 minutes to refocus on whatever it is that you're doing. So batching tasks is crucial. And if you look at a typical workday for an individual, you can understand why it's so hard to do that, because you might show up to work, check email. All of a sudden, somebody comes in and asks you a question. Then you have a meeting. Then you have lunch. Then you got to deliver a presentation. And it's just all over the place, right? So there's no batching of tasks, meaning that it's really hard for you to just kind of sit and focus on anything because you're being bombarded with stuff all the time. So the first thing that I highly recommend you do as best you can is batch tasks. This has been very transformational for me. And one of the things that I do, for example, that has been very helpful is only checking email at certain times during the day. Only check email, for example, at 9 a.m., at 1 p.m., and maybe at 5 p.m. before you leave for the day, right? Batch tasks. And if you only do it at those 3 times, you're going to find that you're not constantly looking at your inbox, you're not constantly checking your phone. You can do this for social media as well. I only check social media once a day at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time every day, meaning that I'm not constantly looking at tweets or on LinkedIn or on Facebook. I only do these things once a day. I write a lot of books, I speak at conferences, and I batch time to focus on all those things during the day. So for example, in the morning from 8 to 11, I might use that specifically for writing time. Then from 1 to 2, I might use that as keynote preparation time. But the point is that you group all of these things together so that you don't start and stop things all the time. Because as you can imagine, it's not very effective if I start preparing for a talk and then all of a sudden I write for 5 minutes and then I check email and then I check social media, and it's just everything is all over the place. So batch your tasks as best as you can. Figure out what the main tasks are that you do during the day and try to batch them. The next thing that I also found to be super helpful is prioritizing the top 3 to 5 things that you want to get done every day. Now, for me, especially since I work for myself, I constantly feel like I could be working. And this is actually one of the things that I'm trying to work on very hard, is to disconnect and to stop working, because I could keep going for 18 hours a day, 19 hours a day. If I didn't need to sleep, I could just keep going, because I always feel like there's something to do. There's always a video I could do. There's always something I can write. There's always something that can be done. And so what I've really had to learn to do is to prioritize 3 to 5 things that I want to get done during the day. And if I can get those 3 to 5 things done, then I am happy. I don't feel like I need to do more. I feel like I can take a breath and relax. And so try to prioritize the top 3 to 5 things that you want to get done during the course of a particular day. So for me, that might be, I want to write 1,000 words. I want to create 3 videos, and maybe I want to write an article. Right? So those would be the 3 things that I want to get done for the day. And if I do those 3 things, I'm content, I'm happy. Even if it takes me 3 hours or if it takes me 9 hours. As long as I can get those 3 things done during the day, I'm good. And if you feel like you can get more done, then you can increase it to 4 things or 5 tasks for the day. But I really think it's important to prioritize those top 3 to 5 things, because otherwise you're going to feel like you are constantly gasping for air, like you're constantly being pushed down underwater. And that's because there's just, as you know, a never-ending stream of things that you can do. There's always tasks, there's always projects, people always want something from you. But if you can really create this balance of, I'm gonna do these 3 to 5 things during the day, and then I'm good, then you're not gonna feel like you're constantly drowning and gasping for air, because you know that once you get those things done for the day, you are done and you can focus on other stuff. You can maybe relax, maybe do some, side projects, whatever it is that you want to do. But I found it to be super helpful in my personal life. I know a lot of business leaders and executives practice this as well. So let's do a quick recap of 3 things that you need to start doing in order to more effectively manage your time. And again, this can be applied in your life. This can be applied at work as well. So remember, we're starting from the one at the very bottom. First thing that I want to encourage you to do, understand where your time is going. Second thing I want to encourage you to do is batch tasks. Group things together that are similar that you can work on during set times during the day and stick to it. Avoid multitasking if you can. Learn to say no to things that kind of break that stuff up. Try to really batch things as best as you can. And the last thing that I want to encourage you to do is to prioritize. Pick 3 to 5 things during the course of a day that you want to get done, and be content and happy and satisfied if you get those 3 to 5 things done. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful and valuable. I would love it, of course, if you subscribe to the channel. And if you find these things useful, you can share them, leave me a comment, and let me know what things you might be practicing to manage time during your day. I'd love to hear from all of you, so leave me a comment and let me know. And I will see you in another episode of these videos very soon. Thanks again.